folks, this is the video that I was going to make. It's relating to the message I got from Eddie Brundret. I think that's the right pronunciation, about setting up the FX radar Chrony. In the last year there's been two items that I've purchased that have been probably the best purchase of the year. The FX radar Chrony is one, and the new Warrior compressor is the other. Now, without the compressor I wouldn't have been able to do the shooting I've done throughout the lockdown period. And what's really good about the FX Chrony is the fact that it's so small you can put it in your pocket, take it shooting with you, and you can test the power of your gun wherever you are. You're not restricted to needing good light either, so you're not setting up a normal chronograph where you need to set up bipods and stands and things. This one runs as a radar would, so it would even work in complete darkness. So this is the version 2. Now, the club did buy one of these when they first came out, and this one's slightly different. This has got the attachment fitted so you can install it under your shroud or your barrel, and you can attach it with the elastic bands. The original one that had an hole in the bottom where you could screw it into a tripod, but this is a lot better. If you shoot in a break barrel, you can just stand it on its head like that, whatever, it will do the job. Right, so the first thing you do, you've got your chronograph. All you can do, at the back of it there's a little switch. You press that and a green light comes on. That tells you that the chronograph is switched on. If you depress it again for a couple of seconds, that'll power it off. So you don't know what you've got at this point, because there's no screens to show you what you're producing, so you need to download the software. You can use it on Android or Apple devices. It can be phones or tablets. So then, let's get started. So, this one's an Android device. It's a Huawei phone. So you go to the Play Store, and once you get there, you type in FX radar, I think. Yeah. There we go. FX radar, and there, come up there, I think. And there you can see it. It says FX radar. So you click install. When it's installed, you can click on open, and then the screen comes up. What you can do then is actually switch on your radar, so the green light comes on, and when you attach it to the rifle, the lights are facing you, so that's the rear of the Chrony when you were looking downrange at the barrel. So then, coming back to this, so click on next, and it tells you what you need to do, how to fit it on the barrel or shroud. Click on next again, and then ask you to agree. Now at the moment you can't register this anyway, it's not got the access to do that, so forget that, so you just go register later. Location permission, please allow location permission which is required by Android for Bluetooth, LE and all that lot, so just OK that. Right, now so what I've gone to here, it's already gone on to my last setting, but you'll see at the bottom it says main, so you click on main, which it's already on, and you'll see a picture of a rifle, so if you click on the rifle, now this is where you actually put in your information, so you click on the rifle, and what we do next is you go right to the top and you click on add profile. Then below the profile, lit up in blue, it says my gun, and it's got the date on it. So what you do then, at the bottom of the page you'll see the cogwheels, the settings, so you click on that, and that takes you then to the screen for the last setting you put in. So what I normally do, where it says my gun, I'll click on the end of that, and I'll type in whatever it is. So today I've been using my Rite, so I'll type in Rite T20, and then you can scroll down, and then you've got the settings for the power of your gun. So they range from the lowest power for a Nerf gun, I don't know what that is, it's probably a little dart gun or a water gun. You've got a bow and an airsoft, you've got CO2 air pistol, you've got airgun pistol, that will be compressed air, then you've got Airgun UK, which is for the kind of powers we use, and then you've got the default setting, which is 590 feet per second plus, which is maximum feet per second, and that's for the US market or the high-powered FAC guns. So what we want to do is click on Airgun UK, which is 440. You scroll through the other settings, I'll just leave those as show stats or auto reconnect off, and then you go to your pellet weight. So we'll say I'm going to use a 10.3 grain, and it's a 177, and below that 10.3 grain, that's going to be, which one is it? Yeah, that'll be the day state, sovereign, heavy, and then below the pellet choice you've then got what kind of pellet. So you've got Diablo slug, pointed, hollow, target, hunting. That's a hunting pellet. And then your next choices, you have got miles per hour, feet per second, which that's what we use in UK and US. And if you was in Europe, you'd be using meters per second. We'd be using joules. In the UK or US, you'd be using feet per second or foot pounds. Now it doesn't matter which one you use here, because once you've set it up, you can go back to it and adjust it to the other settings later on after you've completed it all. So you know what the differences are between the different powers and settings. So at that point then, scroll down a bit more, minimum return, the standard it's set at 20, so I'll just leave it at that. calibration. I'll just leave all that alone. Now I'll click back on the rifle icon at the bottom again. Now if you look at it, I've not put retail, put retouch, but you know what I mean. So that's Repat T20. It's got the date on it. So what I'll do then, if I wanted to shoot, make sure that the chrony is switched on, or it's gone off on it, it's automatically shut off. So you press the button until the green light comes on, which it has. You click on your retouch or retake, and then you'll see the flashing connect. So all you do is click on the connection, and now you've connected. And what you see in front of you now is the view that you'll get before you've taken the shot. So I'm not shooting the rifle at the moment. So what I'll do, I'll go back to one of my old settings where I have shot some. So I'll click back on the rifle, which you can do this. Click on the rifle, and we'll go to let's see, the BSAR-10 Mark II Pro onto slug. So I'll click on that. The connect icon is flashing, so I'll click on that just to get the connection. So it's connected. Now you can see I fired 5 shots with the slugs in, and the average was 11.6 foot-pounds. The high was 11.7 and the low was 11.5. Now that's what I set the BSAR-10 up to the other night when the Pro cocked up on me. So when that rifle's put back together, I'll have to chronograph it again to make sure everything's the same. So I'm going to test these slugs down at the range. That's further distances. So at this point now, what you can do, we've got the foot poundage set up here. So if you now want to see what it is in feet per second, you look at the bottom column, go to the settings again, and scroll down, and you can put feet per second. Go back to the right, put feet per second, and then where you see the little house, that's the home screen where you've just been. Press on that, it takes you back, and now it's converted the foot-pounds to feet per second, as you can see. So you've got an average of 634, high of 638 and a low of 631. That's a spread of 7, standard deviation 2.8, so that's pretty good for them slugs. Standard deviation 7, yeah. Shot count 5. So click on the cog again. We'll see what the Europeans look at when they shoot them there. So we'll go to Jules first, and we'll click on the home button, the little house again. So this is Jules this time. So we've got an average of 15.7, high 15.9, a low 15.6. So spread of 0.3 joules and a standard deviation 0.1. Then again, I can go to meters per second, which is the one on the right, top right, back on the home screen. So it's 193 meters per second average, 194 meters high, and a low of 192 meters with a spread of 2 meters, standard deviation 0.9. So there we go, that's how you change your settings once you've done all your shooting. Another button that I press is where you see the 3 lines. So you click on that. The graph's actually set on this, so I'll click off the graph, and if you do that, you've got basically a list of the date, the time the shot was fired, and on the far right that's in your joules in this case. So you can scroll down them and you can see what the power is. You can also click on the graph and you can see what the shot line's like, if it's a flattish curve or whatever, which it is on this looking at it. The other option you've got save, so you can click on save and it will save it to the phone. And you've also got email, so you click on email and then you've got a choice then of options to send that to your email address. So if you're out in the field and you want to send it to your email, you can do that, or if you want to share it with somebody else, you can do. So basically that is just the workings of the FX Crony and the software. I hope that's been of interest, Eddie. You will get used to it. Like I say, once you've done it a few times, you just really get used to it. Like I say, I normally go for foot-pounds because we all know the 12 foot-pound limit, so if you set it to that, you can't go wrong. What I've also done as well, I've made a list of all the different pellets and what they should weigh. What you can do if you really want to be accurate is weigh them as well. I have got a set of scales which is worth buying, but what you normally find is what the manufacturers will do, they'll weigh 10 different pellets and take an average of that 10, so you could get, in some cases you could get as much as a full grain of difference. Other pellets are a lot closer, you probably only get 0.2 of a grain difference from top to bottom, but it's all part of the shooting we do. Different pellets fit barrels differently as well, so even though in most cases a heavier pellet will produce more power, it's not always the case. It's all down to how it fits the barrel. So you'll sometimes find that a lighter pellet will achieve more energy than a heavier pellet. So it's just worth noting. There is a rule to go by, but it's not always that simple. So chronograph is a must-have. What I'd suggest is shoot different pellets for your rifle, see what's most accurate for your rifle, and then chronograph it. What I also tend to do, I'll get a light, a medium, a heavy pellet, and I'll try it through the same rifle barrel and see which is the most efficient. That's why it's worth trying several pellets to find out which is the most efficient through the barrel. And then you can tune your rifle to that particular pellet, knowing that any other pellet that you choose, it won't be over the limit. And that's the way I do mine. You can do that any way you like, because it's not always about the pellet you're using. If your rifle does get taken in for testing, they can test it with whatever they like. So always try and test it with the most efficient pellet and base it on that. Okay then, so I hope that has been informative for you, and anybody else that's thinking about getting an FX chronograph. They're brilliant little things. I couldn't do without it now. It actually talks to you as well. You can switch the sound on and off. If I just go back, try and find it again. Go back through it. Connect. That's one thing I forgot to mention. If you see on the right hand side it says turn audio off. It's already set on there, so if I click that it'll be off. Obviously then you've got the option to turn it back on again. Well, I like to hear what it's saying, because my eyesight's not brilliant. I know it drives some people mad when they're watching my videos, but that's the way it is really. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bloody hell, bar steward.